Question 1. What are the main roles of the monarchy in the UK today? A. Governing the country. B. Leading the military. C. Ceremonial duties and representing the UK abroad. D. Making laws. Answer: C. Ceremonial duties and representing the UK abroad. The monarchy in the UK today primarily serves ceremonial purposes and represents the UK in international affairs. Question 2. How often are general elections held in the UK under normal circumstances? A. Every 3 years. B. Every 4 years. C. Every 5 years. D. Every 7 years. Answer: C. Every 5 years. Under the Fixed Term Parliaments Act 2011, general elections are scheduled to be held every 5 years. Question 3. What is the purpose of the state opening of Parliament? A. To elect the Prime Minister. B. To introduce new members of Parliament. C. To mark the formal start of the parliamentary session. D. To debate new laws. Answer: C. To mark the formal start of the parliamentary session. The state opening of Parliament is a ceremony that marks the beginning of the parliamentary session and includes the Queen's speech. Question 4. Who appoints the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? A. The Queen. B. The public through general elections. C. The House of Lords. D. The ruling political party. Answer: A. The Queen. The Queen appoints the Prime Minister, who is usually the leader of the political party that has the most seats in the House of Commons after a general election. Question 5. What are the key responsibilities of the Secretary of State for Defence? A. Managing healthcare services. B. Overseeing the country's defence and the armed forces. C. Handling foreign diplomatic relations. D. Leading the education department. Answer: B. Overseeing the country's defence and the armed forces. The Secretary of State for Defence is responsible for the defence of the United Kingdom and oversees the armed forces. Question 6. Describe the role of the UK in the United Nations. A. To provide military support only. B. To supply humanitarian aid exclusively. C. To veto resolutions and participate in peacekeeping missions. D. To observe and report on conflicts. Answer: C. To veto resolutions and participate in peacekeeping missions. The UK is one of the permanent members of the UN Security Council and plays a significant role in vetoing resolutions and participating in peacekeeping missions. Question 7. What are the legal rights provided to UK citizens under the Human Rights Act 1998? A. Right to a fair trial and freedom of expression. B. Right to vote and to work. C. Right to government healthcare and education. D. Right to own property and freedom to travel. Answer: A. Right to a fair trial and freedom of expression. The Human Rights Act 1998 incorporates the rights set out in the European Convention on Human Rights into domestic British law, including the right to a fair trial and freedom of expression. Question 8. What is the significance of the Battle of Britain during World War II? A. It marked the first defeat of Hitler's military forces. B. It resulted in the signing of the Treaty of Versailles. C. It was a significant air campaign that prevented a German invasion. D. It led to the immediate end of World War II. Answer: C. It was a significant air campaign that prevented a German invasion. The Battle of Britain was a crucial air campaign carried out by the Royal Air Force to prevent a German invasion of Britain during World War II. Question 9. How did the Industrial Revolution change the UK's economy? A. It shifted the economy from agriculture to heavy industry. B. It decreased the workforce due to automation. C. It led to a decline in international trade. D. It maintained the status quo in rural areas. Answer: A. It shifted the economy from agriculture to heavy industry. The Industrial Revolution marked a significant shift in the UK's economy from primarily agricultural to industrial and manufacturing-based. Question 10. What was the main outcome of the Glorious Revolution of 1688? A. Establishment of the Church of England. B. Restoration of the monarchy. C. Overthrow of King James II and establishment of parliamentary sovereignty. D. Signing of the Magna Carta. Answer: C. Overthrow of King James II and establishment of parliamentary sovereignty. The Glorious Revolution resulted in the deposition of King James II and established parliamentary sovereignty over the monarchy. Question 11. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the UK, and what are her notable contributions? A. Theresa May, Brexit negotiations. B. Margaret Thatcher, economic liberalisation and the Falklands War. C. Elizabeth II, modernising the monarchy. D. Angela Merkel, European Union policies. Answer: B. Margaret Thatcher, economic liberalisation and the Falklands War. Margaret Thatcher, the first female Prime Minister of the UK, is known for her policies of economic liberalisation and her leadership during the Falklands War. Question 12. What is the process of devolution in the UK? A. The distribution of powers from central to local government. B. The process of leaving the European Union. C. Centralisation of parliamentary powers. D. The legal integration of EU laws. Answer: A. The distribution of powers from central to local government. Devolution in the UK involves the transfer of certain powers from the central government to the administrations in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and regional governments. Question 13. Who are the members of the Commonwealth of Nations, and what is the purpose of this group? A. European countries to promote economic bonds. B. Former British colonies to foster international cooperation. C. Asian nations to enhance military alliances. D. North American states to support technological advancements. Answer: B. Former British colonies to foster international cooperation. The Commonwealth of Nations is primarily composed of former British colonies and works to foster international cooperation and trade relationships among its members. Question 14. What are the qualifications required to be eligible to vote in a UK general election? A. Being a UK resident and over the age of 18. B. Holding a UK passport. C. Being employed in the UK. D. Owning property in the UK. Answer: A. Being a UK resident and over the age of 18. To be eligible to vote in a UK general election, you must be a resident in the UK and at least 18 years old on the day of the election. Question 15. What is the significance of the Good Friday Agreement in Northern Ireland's history? A. It ended the Irish War of Independence. B. It initiated Brexit negotiations. C. It ended decades of conflict known as the Troubles. D. It established Northern Ireland as an independent country. Answer: C. It ended decades of conflict known as the Troubles. The Good Friday Agreement was signed in 1998 and is significant for ending most of the violence of the Troubles, a period of conflict in Northern Ireland. Question 16. Who was the author of the famous English epic poem Beowulf? A. Geoffrey Chaucer. B. Unknown, from the Anglo-Saxon period. C. William Shakespeare. D. J.R.R. Tolkien. Answer B. Unknown, from the Anglo-Saxon period. Beowulf is an epic poem from the Old English period written by an unknown author. Question 17. What led to the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 1922? A. The unification of Scotland and England. B. The separation of Ireland and the establishment of Northern Ireland. C. The merger of the UK and the Republic of Ireland. D. The dissolution of the British Empire. Answer B. The separation of Ireland and the establishment of Northern Ireland. The formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 1922 occurred after the partition of Ireland and the establishment of Northern Ireland as a separate entity. Question 18. What is the primary function of the UK's Supreme Court? A. To execute UK laws. B. To draft new legislation. C. To oversee local government. D. To serve as the final court of appeal. Answer D. To serve as the final court of appeal. The UK's Supreme Court functions as the final court of appeal in the country, handling cases of the greatest public or constitutional importance. Question 19. What is question time in the context of the UK Parliament? A. A session where MPs vote on new laws. B. A period for MPs to question government ministers. C. A weekly meeting between the Prime Minister and the Queen. D. A public forum for citizens to question their representatives. Answer B. A period for MPs to question government ministers. Question time in Parliament is when members of Parliament, MPs, have the opportunity to question government ministers about their work and current issues. Question 20. How does the UK contribute to NATO? A. By providing a headquarters location. B. Through financial contributions and participating in military operations. C. By leading refugee resettlement programs. D. By supplying humanitarian aid only. Answer B. Through financial contributions and participating in military operations. The UK contributes to NATO by providing financial support and participating in various military operations as part of its commitment to the alliance. Question 21. What is the procedure for amending legislation in the UK? A. The monarch proposes amendments. B. Amendments must be approved by the European Union. C. Amendments are proposed and debated before being voted on in Parliament. D. The public votes on amendments in a referendum. Answer C. Amendments are proposed and debated before being voted on in Parliament. The procedure for amending legislation in the UK involves proposal, debate and approval by both Houses of Parliament before receiving royal assent. Question 22. Who was involved in the signing of the Magna Carta, and why was it significant? A. King John and the English barons to limit the power of the Crown. B. Queen Elizabeth I and the Spanish Empire to end the war. C. King Henry VIII and the Pope to recognize the Church of England. D. King Edward III and the French monarch to start the 100 Years' War. Answer A. King John and the English barons to limit the power of the Crown. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215 by King John and the English barons, was significant as it limited the powers of the king for the first time and laid the foundation for future constitutional developments. Question 23. What is the role of the Church of England in British society today? A. It is the primary legislative body. B. It serves as the state church with a role in state ceremonies and spiritual guidance. C. It controls the UK's educational system. D. It functions as the judicial authority. Answer: B. It serves as the state church with a role in state ceremonies and spiritual guidance. The Church of England plays a ceremonial and spiritual role in British society and has representatives in the House of Lords. Question 24. How did the Victorian era impact the British Empire and its colonies? A. It saw a reduction in British territories. B. It marked a period of significant expansion and industrialization. C. It led to the immediate independence of all colonies. D. It focused solely on the domestic policies. Answer: B. It marked a period of significant expansion and industrialization. The Victorian era was characterized by industrial growth and expansion of the British Empire, influencing global trade and colonization. Question 25. What was the impact of the English Civil War on the monarchy? A. It strengthened the monarchy's absolute power. B. It led to the temporary overthrow of the monarchy. C. It resulted in the monarchy gaining control of Parliament. D. It had no significant impact on the monarchy. Answer: B. It led to the temporary overthrow of the monarchy. The English Civil War resulted in the temporary overthrow of the monarchy, leading to a Republican Commonwealth period before the monarchy was restored. Question 26. What rights does the Freedom of Information Act 2000 provide to UK citizens? A. The right to vote in all elections. B. The right to access information held by public authorities. C. The right to free healthcare. D. The right to privacy and data protection. Answer: B. The right to access information held by public authorities. The Freedom of Information Act 2000 gives UK citizens the right to access recorded information held by public authorities, promoting transparency. Question 27. Describe the British government structure and its main functions. A. A single-party system with legislative functions. B. A monarchy without a parliamentary system. C. A parliamentary democracy with legislative, executive, and judicial branches. D. A federal system with divided powers between regions. Answer: C. A parliamentary democracy with legislative, executive, and judicial branches. The UK government is structured as a parliamentary democracy with distinct legislative, executive, and judicial branches overseeing various aspects of governance. Question 28. How did the Reform Acts of the 19th century expand voting rights in the UK? A. By limiting voting to landowners. B. By extending voting rights to women and lower-income men. C. By abolishing all voting rights. D. By requiring voters to be members of the Church of England. Answer: B. By extending voting rights to women and lower-income men. The Reform Acts of the 19th century were crucial in expanding voting rights, initially to more men based on property qualifications and eventually to women. Question 29. Who are the permanent members of the UK's Security Council? A. There are no permanent members as positions rotate. B. Representatives from England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. C. The UK, USA, China, France, and Russia. D. Members are elected annually by the General Assembly. Answer: C. The UK, USA, China, France, and Russia. The permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, which include the UK, play crucial roles in international peace and security decisions. Question 30. What are the primary responsibilities of the Home Office? A. Managing healthcare and education. B. Overseas diplomatic missions. C. Domestic security, immigration and law and order. D. Economic policy and taxation. Answer. C. Domestic security, immigration and law and order. The Home Office is responsible for internal affairs in the UK, such as immigration, security and policing. Question 31. Explain the UK's policy on immigration and asylum as of 2025. A. Closed borders with no immigration allowed. B. Open borders with no restrictions on immigration. C. A points-based immigration system focusing on skills and qualifications. D. Automatic citizenship for all asylum seekers. Answer. C. A points-based immigration system focusing on skills and qualifications. As of 2025, the UK utilises a points-based immigration system, emphasising the skills and qualifications of potential immigrants to address economic needs. Question 32. What is the role of the Prime Minister's Cabinet? A. To serve as the opposition party in Parliament. B. To provide legal advice to the judiciary. C. To assist in the administration of local governments. D. To advise the Prime Minister and implement government policy. Answer. D. To advise the Prime Minister and implement government policy. The Cabinet, composed of senior government ministers, supports the Prime Minister in decision-making and policy implementation. Question 33. Describe the significance of the Edinburgh Festival in Scotland. A. It marks the celebration of the Scottish New Year. B. It is a major arts and cultural festival attracting global participation. C. It commemorates historical battles in Scotland. D. It is a sports event featuring traditional Scottish games. Answer. B. It is a major arts and cultural festival attracting global participation. The Edinburgh Festival is one of the world's largest cultural events, celebrating the arts with a wide range of performances and exhibitions from international artists. Question 34. What events led to the UK's decision to leave the European Union in 2016? A. Economic downturn and loss of territories. B. A referendum where a majority voted to leave. C. Unilateral decision by the Prime Minister. D. A mandate from the United Nations. Answer. B. A referendum where a majority voted to leave. The decision for the UK to leave the European Union, known as Brexit, was made following a 2016 referendum in which the majority of voters chose to leave. Question 35. What are the ceremonial duties of the British monarch? A. Managing the national budget and economic policies. B. Commanding the military forces in combat. C. Opening Parliament and bestowing honours. D. Directly electing the Prime Minister. Answer. C. Opening Parliament and bestowing honours. The ceremonial duties of the British monarch include opening new sessions of Parliament, bestowing honours and other state functions. Question 36. Who were the suffragettes and what did they achieve? A. A political party that ruled the UK in the early 20th century. B. Women activists who successfully fought for the right to vote for women. C. A group that opposed any form of government. D. Activists who fought against taxation in the UK. Answer. B. Women activists who successfully fought for the right to vote for women. The suffragettes were a movement of women activists who campaigned and eventually succeeded in securing women's right to vote in the UK. Question 37. What is the significance of St. George's Day? A. It celebrates the independence of Scotland. B. It marks the end of the English Civil War. C. It commemorates the patron saint of England, St. George. D. It is the day the UK was founded. Answer. C. It commemorates the patron saint of England, St. George. St. George's Day is celebrated in honour of St. George, the patron saint of England, known for his legendary tale of slaying a dragon. Question 38. Name the legal systems operating in the different parts of the UK. A. Only English law throughout the UK. B. English law, Scottish law, and Northern Irish law. C. One unified legal system called British law. D. Separate laws for each city and region. Answer. B. English law, Scottish law, and Northern Irish law. The UK has three distinct legal systems: English law in England and Wales, Scottish law in Scotland, and Northern Irish law in Northern Ireland. Question 39. How is the Speaker of the House of Commons selected? A. Appointed by the Queen. B. Elected by the public in a general vote. C. Chosen by members of the House of Commons. D. Automatically the leader of the opposition party. Answer. C. Chosen by members of the House of Commons. The Speaker of the House of Commons is elected by the members of Parliament from among their ranks. Question 40. What was the purpose of the Elizabethan Poor Law? A. To establish universities throughout England. B. To grant land to the nobility. C. To provide assistance to the poor and organize poor relief. D. To increase taxes on the wealthy. Answer. C. To provide assistance to the poor and organize poor relief. The Elizabethan Poor Law of 1601 was designed to provide relief to the poor and set up systems for welfare assistance in England. Question 41. How did the Great Fire of London affect urban development in the city? A. It had minimal impact on the city's layout. B. It led to the rebuilding of London with wider streets and new building codes. C. It caused the city to abandon its original location. D. It resulted in the city being completely abandoned. Answer. B. It led to the rebuilding of London with wider streets and new building codes. The Great Fire of London in 1666 destroyed much of the medieval city, leading to urban development that included wider streets and the introduction of new building codes to prevent future disasters. Question 42. What is the significance of the crown jewels and where are they kept? A. They symbolize the wealth of the nation and are kept at Buckingham Palace. B. They are used in coronation ceremonies and are kept in the Tower of London. C. They represent the monarchy's military power and are displayed in the British Museum. D. They are gifts from foreign nations and stored in Windsor Castle. Answer. B. They are used in coronation ceremonies and are kept in the Tower of London. The crown jewels have deep ceremonial significance and are used during the coronation of a monarch. They are securely housed in the Tower of London. Question 43. Describe the impact of the Black Death on medieval England. A. It led to significant population growth. B. It had little impact on society and economy. C. It resulted in widespread economic decline and a significant reduction in population. D. It improved health standards by leading to medical advancements. Answer. C. It resulted in widespread economic decline and a significant reduction in population. The Black Death, which struck in the mid-14th century, drastically reduced the population of medieval England, leading to severe social and economic upheavals. Question 44. Who was responsible for the creation of the National Health Service and why was it established? A. Winston Churchill, to boost national pride. B. Aneurin Bevan, to provide free health care to all citizens. C. Margaret Thatcher, to privatize health care. D. Elizabeth I, as part of the welfare reforms. Answer. B. Aneurin Bevan, to provide free health care to all citizens. The National Health Service, NHS, was established in 1948 by Aneurin Bevan, with the aim of providing a comprehensive range of health services free at the point of use to all UK citizens. Question 45. What are the primary exports of the UK in the 21st century? A. Agricultural products and raw materials. B. Manufactured goods, services and technology. C. Traditional handicrafts and antiques. D. None. The UK does not export goods. Answer. B. Manufactured goods, services and technology. The UK is a major exporter of manufactured goods, services, including financial services, and technology, reflecting its developed and diversified economy. Question 46. How is the British judicial system structured? A. It is under the control of the European Court of Justice. B. It consists only of local and regional courts. C. It includes a variety of courts, including the Supreme Court as the highest court. D. All legal decisions are made by the Parliament. Answer. C. It includes a variety of courts, including the Supreme Court as the highest court. The UK judicial system is structured with multiple levels of courts, with the Supreme Court serving as the final court of appeal. Question 47. What role did Britain play in the formation of the United Nations? A. It was opposed to the formation of the organization. B. It was one of the principal leaders in establishing the UN. C. It joined only after being convinced by other nations. D. It played a minor role with little influence. Answer. B. It was one of the principal leaders in establishing the UN. The United Kingdom was one of the founding members of the United Nations and played a significant role in its formation following World War II. Question 48. Describe the UK's legislative process from proposal to law. A. Bills are proposed by the public and ratified by the monarch. B. Bills are proposed in Parliament, debated, and must receive royal assent. C. Laws are directly implemented by the Prime Minister without debate. D. All laws are inherited from former colonies and adjusted. Answer. B. Bills are proposed in Parliament, debated, and must receive royal assent. The UK's legislative process involves the proposal, debate, and approval of bills within Parliament, concluding with the granting of royal assent before they become law. Question 49. What are the powers of the Mayor of London? A. Total control over all UK cities. B. Oversight of London's transport, policing and economic development. C. Legislative powers to change national laws. D. Sole responsibility for the UK's foreign policy. Answer. B. Oversight of London's transport, policing and economic development. The Mayor of London has significant powers over key areas such as transport, policing, housing and economic development within the City of London. Question 50. What is the significance of the Falklands War in British history? A. It marked the beginning of the UK's decline as a world power. B. It was a brief conflict that reaffirmed the UK's commitment to defending its overseas territories. C. It led to the UK losing its remaining colonies. D. It was primarily a trade war over resources. Answer: B. It was a brief conflict that reaffirmed the UK's commitment to defending its overseas territories. The Falklands War in 1982 involved the UK successfully defending the Falkland Islands from an Argentine invasion, reinforcing its stance on sovereign territory. Question 51. How did the Acts of Union 1707 affect the relationship between England and Scotland? A. It separated the two into independent countries. B. It unified England and Scotland under a single parliament at Westminster. C. It led to immediate economic decline in both countries. D. It established a new currency system only. Answer: B. It unified England and Scotland under a single parliament at Westminster. The Acts of Union 1707 merged the parliaments of England and Scotland, creating the Kingdom of Great Britain, with a single unified parliament based in London. Question 52. Describe the impact of Winston Churchill's leadership during World War II. A. He was a marginal figure with little influence. B. His leadership was mainly focused on domestic policy reforms. C. He was a pivotal leader who inspired British resistance and successful war strategies. D. He negotiated peace treaties that ended the war prematurely. Answer: C. He was a pivotal leader who inspired British resistance and successful war strategies. Winston Churchill's leadership during World War II was crucial, known for his defiant rhetoric and effective leadership, which bolstered British morale and contributed to the Allied victory. Question 53. What rights are protected under the Equality Act 2010? A. Only employment rights are protected. B. Rights related to education and property ownership. C. Protection against discrimination based on gender, race, disability, and other factors. D. Rights to political freedom and expression only. Answer: C. Protection against discrimination based on gender, race, disability, and other factors. The Equality Act 2010 protects individuals from discrimination in the workplace and wider society, covering various grounds including age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage and civil partnership, pregnancy and maternity, race, religion or belief, sex, and sexual orientation. Question 54. Who was Oliver Cromwell, and what was his role in British history? A. A monarch who expanded the British Empire. B. A military leader and statesman who led the parliamentary army in the English Civil War. C. A playwright who wrote during the Elizabethan era. D. An explorer who discovered new trade routes. Answer: B. A military leader and statesman who led the parliamentary army in the English Civil War. Oliver Cromwell was a key figure in the English Civil War, serving as the head of state as Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Question 55. What are the main features of contemporary British culture? A. It is heavily influenced by ancient Roman and Viking traditions. B. It is characterized by a strong emphasis on royal heritage and aristocracy. C. It includes a diverse blend of historical traditions and modern influences, reflecting its multicultural society. D. It focuses exclusively on English language and literature. Answer: C. It includes a diverse blend of historical traditions and modern influences, reflecting its multicultural society. Contemporary British culture is marked by its diversity, including contributions from its varied ethnic communities and its rich history of literature, music, and public institutions. Question 56. How does the UK Parliament ensure governmental accountability? A. Through public voting on all legislative decisions. B. By allowing the monarch to veto any government action. C. Through the use of checks and balances, including question periods and select committees. D. The Parliament has no role in governmental accountability. Answer. C. Through the use of checks and balances, including question periods and select committees. The UK Parliament ensures governmental accountability through mechanisms like debates, question times, and the work of select committees that scrutinise government actions. Question 57. What is the purpose of the British Council? A. To manage the UK's internal security. B. To promote British culture and educational opportunities worldwide. C. To regulate the British economy. D. To oversee all religious institutions in the UK. Answer. B. To promote British culture and educational opportunities worldwide. The British Council aims to strengthen cultural and educational relations between the UK and other countries, promoting the English language and British cultural resources abroad. Question 58. Who was the longest reigning monarch of the UK, and what were the significant events during their reign? A. Queen Elizabeth II. Significant events include the decolonisation of Africa and the Caribbean, the Cold War, and the advancement of the welfare state. B. King George III. His reign saw the American Revolution. C. Queen Victoria, known for the Industrial Revolution. D. King Henry VIII, noted for the English Reformation. Answer. A. Queen Elizabeth II. Significant events include the decolonisation of Africa and the Caribbean, the Cold War, and the advancement of the welfare state. Queen Elizabeth II was the longest reigning monarch, and her reign witnessed numerous historical events and transformations within the UK and the wider world. Question 59. What was the role of the British East India Company in the history of British colonialism? A. It served as a cultural exchange program. B. It was a minor trading company with no significant impact. C. It played a major role in British trade and political control in India. D. It focused solely on educational reforms in the British colonies. Answer. C. It played a major role in British trade and political control in India. The British East India Company was instrumental in establishing British trade dominance in India and played a pivotal role in the expansion of British imperial control. Question 60. Describe the changes brought by the Digital Economy Act 2017. A. It restricted all digital transactions. B. It introduced measures to improve broadband, protect children online, and enhance intellectual property rights. C. It banned all forms of digital communication. D. It nationalized all digital assets. Answer. B. It introduced measures to improve broadband, protect children online, and enhance intellectual property rights. The Digital Economy Act 2017 brought several changes aimed at improving the UK's digital infrastructure, including provisions for better broadband, online safety measures for children, and stronger intellectual property protections. Question 61. What is the primary focus of the UK's foreign policy as of 2025? A. Promoting global disarmament and peacekeeping. B. Focusing exclusively on economic trade agreements. C. Isolationism and withdrawal from international organizations. D. Supporting global tourism and travel initiatives. Answer. A. Promoting global disarmament and peacekeeping. As of 2025, the primary focus of the UK's foreign policy includes promoting global disarmament and participating in international peacekeeping efforts, reflecting its ongoing commitment to global stability and security. Question 62. How are human rights protected and promoted in the UK? A. Through enforcement by local community leaders. B. By the monarch's decree and royal prerogative. C. Through laws such as the Human Rights Act 1998 and activities of organisations like the Equality and Human Rights Commission. D. Solely through international treaties without domestic laws. Answer. C. Through laws such as the Human Rights Act 1998 and activities of organisations like the Equality and Human Rights Commission. The UK protects and promotes human rights through comprehensive legislation and dedicated organisations that ensure these rights are upheld. Question 63. What was the impact of the Scottish Enlightenment on European philosophy and sciences? A. It had minimal influence and was contained within Scotland. B. It led to significant advancements in rational, scientific, and philosophical thought, influencing figures like Kant and Voltaire. C. It discouraged the development of arts and sciences in Europe. D. It focused only on literature and had no impact on sciences. Answer. B. It led to significant advancements in rational, scientific, and philosophical thought, influencing figures like Kant and Voltaire. The Scottish Enlightenment was a period of intellectual and scientific progress that had a profound impact on the development of European philosophy and sciences. Question 64. What is the significance of the royal assent in the legislative process? A. It is a formality where the Prime Minister approves new laws. B. It signifies the official approval of legislation by the monarch, allowing it to become law. C. It represents the public's acceptance of new legislation through a referendum. D. It is the process by which the judiciary reviews and modifies proposed legislation. Answer. B. It signifies the official approval of legislation by the monarch, allowing it to become law. Royal assent is the final step in the legislative process in the UK, where the monarch formally approves bills passed by Parliament, allowing them to become law. Question 65. How is the UK addressing climate change through national policy as of 2025? A. By ignoring climate change issues and focusing on fossil fuel extraction. B. Through comprehensive strategies including emissions reductions, renewable energy investment, and international climate agreements. C. Solely by promoting nuclear energy. D. By banning all industrial activities. Answer. B. Through comprehensive strategies including emissions reductions, renewable energy investment, and international climate agreements. The UK is addressing climate change through a multifaceted approach that includes reducing greenhouse gas emissions, investing in renewable energy technologies, and participating in global efforts to combat climate change.